When it comes to the subject of animal rights, who speaks for the animals and how? Hello everyone and welcome back to The Simple Skeptic. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hit the little bell, you'll be notified every time a new video is coming out. And like or unlike. I'd prefer a like, but that's up to you. Animal rights. Before we discuss whether non-human animals have rights, there's one thing that must be attended to. And that is that rights do not exist in the natural world. Never have and never will. Rights are an entirely human construct. They come from the human mind. They're a product of humanity. They do not exist outside of us. So the answer to whether we have rights in a cosmic sense is no. Do we have a right to not have a new pathogen evolve? Something that might kill us? Something that's rather timely in the current days of COVID. Do we have a right to not have the Yellowstone Superdome suddenly explode and wipe out a lot of life on Earth? Do we have the right to not have a meteorite hit us and kill all life on Earth, or a significant portion? Do we have a right to not have a supernova near us that's going to bathe the entire solar system in life-killing radiation? No, the answer is no. We don't have that right. We can work within a limited framework, and so far we have only accorded rights to ourselves. Let's come back to planet Earth. Does a prey species have a right to live its life unmolested, safe, protected? Or does a predator have a right to chase it, kill it, and eat it, rip it apart to feed its family? A number of predators don't even kill their prey before consuming it. They eat it while it's still alive, and the prey dies in agony. It's not for the squeamish, but a lot of nature is not. I'm not necessarily against animal rights, but establishing the parameters and standards would not be easy. And this initiates a very long series of questions, which I don't have answers for, but they must be considered. What sort of rights would they be accorded? Which species would get them? And in relation to what? In the case of the aforementioned prey, should we try to ensure that they're accorded a more humane death? Would we accord ourselves the right to not be attacked as prey by non-human animals? How would transgressions against them be prosecuted? After all, they can hardly take the stand and give evidence in their own defense. Would we have to rely on the evidence of a human who may be anthropomorphizing the situation? And what about the transgressions committed by them? If we hold humans to account, should not animals be held to the same account? Would they understand why they're serving a prison sentence? Parole? Paying a fine would probably be out of the question. Or will they be treated differently due to the definitions of the legal term diminished responsibility? If they cannot understand what is going on, how could they possibly be held to account? Do we therefore let them harm humans with impunity? And does this mean they have more rights than humans? If a beaver dam is constructed, do the animals upstream and downstream, undoubtedly affected by the alteration to their environment, have a right to compensation? Or should they be able to apply before the dam is constructed for a stop work order to allow for an environmental assessment? And what if the life that would benefit from having a beaver pond? Would they have the right to demand that construction go ahead? What happens if we teach animals more than they would learn on their own? If we teach sign language to chimpanzees and gorillas, and perhaps they learn about their own mortality, what responsibility would we have to ensure that they're able to face it? The environment as a whole should, personally I would say must, be accorded the right to not be destroyed by thoughtless human action. After all, we need it as much as anything else. But when it comes to each species, How do we possibly decide which among millions is accorded rights and which rights? Will it be judged on intelligence, the importance of its role in the surrounding ecosystem, its value to human life in perhaps a medical or agricultural sense? Humans have clearly evolved as omnivores. Does that mean that we still have the right to eat other animals? Other omnivores, such as bears, would presumably retain the right to eat meat. So does that establish legal precedent for us? Clearly, this will take a lot of lawyers. And who pays for them? Us or the non-humans? Or will some environmentally conscious crusading lawyer do it pro bono? Okay, allow me one atrocious pun. If you wish to hold to a philosophy that includes animal rights, these are the issues that you must face, sooner or later. As I said, I'm not against the concept, but there are a lot of questions to be answered. Now, so far, with most of my videos, I've been going into just a dark gray fade out, but I'm going to be doing something different. At the end of each video, I'll be posting something absolutely stupid that I've heard from people like creationists. And I'll just leave it up long enough for you to read it, maybe get a chuckle, and end the video a little differently. Have a nice day.